Right, okay, here we are again. This is video, I think, 41. I'm not sure, I'll get it right. Of production line. Um, there hasn't been an enormous amount of like new stuff in the last week because of like technical stuff that I decided I really needed to fix. And I'm pretty certain I finally got a hang of this stuff. And it's all to do with the stockpiles by tasks. So if I look at the one that is a complete nightmare, I'll show you what I mean. The one that everyone says, oh god, it's such hassle, is fit door panels. You might see some like graphical screw-ups at this point, like that. I'll fix that at some point, maybe. And this is the one that's kind of a real pain, and that's working as intended. That's fixed at the moment. Fit door panels normally just fits 4 doors to the car, and that's quite simple. However, depending on the upgrades you do, you can see some of the upgrades that I've got: lane departure warning system, central locking car alarm, keyless entry. So it might need various computer chips, it might need an alarm, it might need servos, and it might need sensors. Depending on the model of car. So what car are we fitting at the moment? SUV model B probably doesn't have all that much. Yeah, so it's just the servo, which would be, what would the servo? Central locking, of course. If I have a really classy car, and actually these are, I've got a run of cheap ones at the moment, it'll need everything. So there's all these problems that I've blogged about and talked about for ages and that have just driven me absolutely insane. To do with how do you preemptively make sure you've got all the stuff you might need so there aren't delays, like we sort of have at the moment. Whereas at the same time not having a load of stuff lying around forever that clogs things up when you don't need it. So I threw away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lines of code and rewrote loads of stuff. Yeah, I think this is working as it should be. And you can see part of the problem here that I think I finally solved. So for example, we've got these 4 chips and 2 alarms here, and they're taking up space in this stockpile, right? Now, we've got loads of stuff here in a special supply stockpile anyway. So it would be handy to have some of these so that we don't get a delay when we get an expensive car. Look at that sports car E coming along. If we're lucky, you should see that it should use them. So I have a new system in place. Let's just see what happens with this car. Right now it needs everything. It needs 3 chips. Excellent. It only needs 2 doors, of course, because it's a sports car. That will use all of them. Ooh. And now it's more sensible. What? Excellent, it works. What if that hadn't have happened? Well, there is a new system in the game that basically keeps track of every item in the stockpile. I've got 16 numbers tracking on this stockpile saying how many cars have you been sitting there. And you see that I think that just triggered, didn't it? Or did it get used there? Depends on what that car is. I think it just triggered and got rid of that chip. That chip, is that a budget car? Model M, I can't remember. But anyway, stuff shouldn't clog anymore, because it has a timer counting and it gets purged now and then. And that does seem to be working. Which is making life a lot easier. It also happens here on fit seats. When you're fitting seats, if you have some expensive cars that have Napa leather seats, you'll find that you sometimes end up with too many of them. Look, we've got 6 here. We're about to use 2, so fine. But then if you have a string of budget cars, they just sit there and take up space. So look, they're kind of taking up space here. If we wait long enough and we keep sending through budget cars, they should just disappear. Now, something else that I've kind of improved is when that happens, when you effectively throw away resources to make room, you get your money back. Because you used to not get your money back for those resources, and that was especially annoying. So anyway, I think I fixed all the stockpile problems you never knew you had. But in fact, you did. This, by the way, is like my sort of test one at the moment, my test layout. You might think that doesn't look very organised, Cliff. It's because it's grown organically, and if you've played the game, you'll know that the best laid plans, you know, it all goes wrong. Ideally, I'd like a lot more room to fit door panels here because of like the inevitable waiting for stuff because it's so complicated. However, I can't, because over here I've got all of this early bodywork stuff, and here is my main sort of engine production line. So there's not room. There's loads of room here, so I've been gradually trying to move stuff up to make room. This long convoluted area here is the paint shop. You may have noticed that when I put the I kind of rushed out a build during the week because we had a crash bug, so I wanted to release the latest build. So I'm glad I got that out because it fixed it, and it also introduced car colours. So I'll show you what I mean about that. They used to be random, but they're not anymore. So here are all the colours, and some are locked. Ooh, like pearl white. You have to get certain achievements to unlock them, and I've got most of the achievements, so I've unlocked most of the stuff. But some colours I don't have access to yet. Anyway, the colours are no longer random. They're random unless you set them to be otherwise. So, for example, what colour is that? That's a sedan model B. If I go in here and I pick sedan model B, currently I haven't picked a colour for it, so it's all colours. But if I say I want all sedan model Bs to be black, then that car should come out black. Yes! It's always a relief when something you say is going to happen in a dev blog actually works. So the reason I put this in, I thought it kind of might be cool. I've loved the idea of unlocking colours for a long time, and something that I think might be good is, because it doesn't make any difference, customers don't care about the colour of the car in this game. So it might be good to set like all of your expensive sedans to be black and your cheap ones to be gold or whatever. So when you zoom out and you can look here, and rather than having to click on cars and go, hang on, does that have a sunroof? Does that? You can go, oh, yeah, these are all budget cars. That's why they're moving quickly through the line. They have less options. So I thought that might be interesting. We're going to be adding trading cards, Steam trading cards at some point. I just thought I'd let you know. There is something that is fixed that someone very kindly pointed out. This number here, vehicle production, that was a lie. It wasn't meant to be a lie. It was a number sold, total number of cars sold, which is obviously different. And to prove it's different, you can look here. You can look at an individual thing. So we produced 2, but we sold 3. So we produced 2 earlier. This is like the latest hour. We produced 6, and we sold 4. What I want is there to be like little pop-ups on here, eventually going, hey, you're overproducing here, you're underproducing there. To make things a little bit easier to keep tabs on, to know what to do and not to lose money. I'm kind of coasting along pretty nicely there. Not bad at all, is it? Okay, I've done loads of optimizing. And I've optimized stuff that if you use a third-party engine, you sort of think, oh, well, I presume that happens anyway. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. For example, props. Everything on the screen, apart from a car or a resource object like this on the conveyor belt, is a prop. So that stack is a prop. That little guy there. I thought he was getting stuck a little bit through his animation, wasn't he? Anyway, that guy is a prop. That's a prop. That's a prop. That machine there is a prop. There's thousands of them, right? And something that I've only just got round to doing is not transforming their position if they're not on the screen. So right now, nothing's happening in terms of processing where they all are and how big they are and stuff like that. If I do that, I have to recalculate it all. If I do that, I have to recalculate it. And also, I only bother if they're on screen in a completely different way. I kind of flip my algorithm, make it more sensible. If you have a really low frame rate in the game, and you probably got a fairly bad PC because it's a fairly efficient engine, you may now find that when you just stop and look at the game like that, it's faster than when you're scrolling around or whatever. Only very slightly. It shouldn't be catastrophic. But it's an optimization I really should have done ages ago, and I think it makes the game quite a bit faster. There was another thing I did that was I can't remember. So yeah, efficiency fixes, stockpile fixes, optimizations. I didn't get the design studio stuff done. Oh, what's happened? I don't know what happened there. I think I alt-tabbed. I didn't get the design studio stuff done yet, so I hope to get it done during the week, and hopefully we'll be able to show it to you next week. But it's just going to be a thing like the marketing thing. Probably quite big, I think. And it'll have to go in an office area. Lovely marketing people. In the short term, the marketing people will double up as design people, but I'm going to get new people done so they look better. So that'll be a thing that you place down. And just like with marketing, where you click here and it's got its own thing, ideas, and then you have to click there. I need to make that clickable through from there, don't I? Need to be able to click. Yeah, why haven't I done that? That's really slack. Anyway, so there'll be a new facility, and what it will do is it will take the place of this. Boom, 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 boom. These are going to be kind of like a special new research tree, a very small tree, that is only done through that new facility. I think that'd be interesting, and I really wanted to have the visuals of having that design studio in there. Wow, did you see that? That was a bug look. But you can see my system at work there. I'm going out of my way to try and find a bug for you. Did you see it? Anyway, that's to do with my new cache drawing thing. I'll fix it. Anyway, so that's about it. Nothing massively exciting this week. Hopefully you like the colour stuff. By the way, there's a bug in the game at the moment that when you set those custom colours for the cars, it doesn't save and load them properly. It's fixed, it's just not gone in yet. Why is there still a hold up there? I think the problem is here. Look, I'm stockpiling everything for car door panels. Door panel. Alarms. Really, what we should have is more like that. We should stockpile that up, and then they should move quicker. Look at that. That's moving way quicker. Anyway, this is Production Line by Positech Games. We're still working on it. It's in early access. I keep thinking about putting up the price, but I haven't. Hopefully, the design studio will be in next week, and there'll be some like exciting stuff to talk about then. I like putting new content into the game, but I really wanted to get this stockpile stuff fixed, because without that fixing, I can't really work on like long-term game balance stuff, which is obviously really important. Thank you for buying the game, and thank you for watching this, and I will see you next week. Cheers.